Good morning, everyone. Laura Johnson here. I've got Drake on the line as well. Both of us marketers here at IMES. Drake's one of the newer additions to our annuity marketing team. So we're going to kind of tag team this presentation today as we talk about Roth conversions. I know it's a topic that a lot of clients are really interested in. Agents are interested to know more, who the premier partners to do Roth conversions are with. So we're going to talk about some of the advantages, when to use Roth conversions, when not to use them. And we'll look at a couple of partners of ours from a carrier standpoint that really make it easy for clients to do both full and partial Roth conversions. So appreciate you all taking time out of your day today to join us. I'm just going to get started, go through a few intro slides here throughout the presentation. If you do have questions, go ahead and type those in and we'll get those answered as we go. Other than that, I'm also going to throw up a few poll questions. The quicker we get those answered, the quicker we get moving along through the presentation. So just going to start off by talking about some of the incentives we got available here at IMES. First thing we're going to talk about is a new producer bonus. If you are new to IMES or maybe considering joining IMES, this is something that you'd be eligible for. It's our new producer bonus. It goes for 180 days. So 6 months after your first contract with IMES, you have to qualify for this. As you can see on the screen, there's a lot of great options of things you can get. Anywhere from us paying for radio shows to paying for seminars, giving you, money for leads, doing a billboard. Maybe you're looking for just marketing reimbursement dollars. As you can see, a lot of great different tiers here. 250,000 of indexed annuity premium could get you $1,500 cash or $2,000 marketing reimbursement. 750, we could pay for 8 recorded Retirement Boss radio shows. I mean, just a lot of great options. So if you're curious where you stand, or if you qualified, or if you're where you're at, if you're on pace to qualify, give your marketer a call at IMES. They'll be happy to kind of let you know where you stand and what tier you're at. After you get done with your new producer bonus, we do move you into a marketing reimbursement program. So we'll talk about the bottom portion of this slide first. For every 100,000 of indexed annuity premium you do with IMES, we put $100 in a marketing account for you. For every 100,000 of single premium life business is equivalent to $200. Every 10,000 of life target premium would be $200 as well. So really, we want to partner with you on your marketing and off that business that you're writing with IMES, give you a little kickback to help you with your marketing. So if you're curious on what your balance is, you can shoot an email over to accounting@imesinc.com or reach out to your marketer. We'd be happy to get that out to you. Another program we've got available is our referred producer program. A lot of agents don't want to take on the liability of an agency and potential chargebacks and, being responsible for downline agents. So what we've decided to do is we created a referred producer program for those people who may not want to do an agency. What happens on this is when your referee gets contracted with IMES, you get $50. And then as you can see on the screen, there's a little bit of a kickback that you get for life target, annuity premium, and single premium life business. And this is just a way for IMES to say thank you. We appreciate the referral, that we love these kind of business comes from referrals. That means we're doing something right here at IMES. So we really appreciate those referrals. We build our business off referrals just like you all do as well. So if there's someone that you can think of that might benefit from IMES and what we have to offer, reach out to your marketer, give them the name, number, email address. We'll be happy to reach out and help them as well. Ooh, the slide's a little light, but back office support. So here at IMES, our number one goal is part of our name, insurance agency marketing service. Service is our number one goal. And that means helping you out from case design, making sure you have the correct forms. We always say submission to commission support. That means helping you when you write an app, scrubbing it, making sure it's in good order, making sure all the I's are dotted, T's are crossed. We want to help take the illustrations off your hands. And then we also have paperless contracting. So whatever we can be doing for you to help take something off your plate, that's the goal. Keep you in the field doing what you do best. We're excited to be partnered with Firelight. Firelight is an e-app system on the annuity side. Few life carriers as well utilize it, and it's first of all, I'll tell you, it gets your business processed 5 to 7 days faster at the home office level. And what's nice is we have integrated it with our website. So you can have one login, username and password. If you're like me, I can never remember passwords. So knowing that I can have one spot to log in and be able to access any of these carriers you see on the screen, I feel like that's a really big advantage, and very important, as far as, you know, easy way to do business. Go one spot. And if you're doing it on our website, the other nice thing is our new business team does have access to see what's going on in that app. If you get stuck, we can jump in there and say, hey, you forgot to check this box, or hey, here's where the holdup is, and we can help you through that process. Also, if you do it on our website, those apps do come to our office for review prior to going to the home office. So really want to help, again, take that stuff off your plate. Let us do the scrubbing. Let us do a high level review of those. Make sure there's no big red flags. And we'd like to help get your business issued faster. Apologize for the light. I redid this PowerPoint and apparently didn't change some fonts. But for our creative team, Jacob and his team do a phenomenal job for our agents. Anywhere from newsletters to, maybe you're brand new to the business. You want a logo designed or business card designed. Maybe you're looking to do some social media marketing or email marketing. We have the capability to do all of that in-house. I always tell agents that there's no cost to the creative team as long as you're active in doing your business here at IMES. So, if you're doing that business here, you're earning those marketing dollars. We were here to help you with that marketing stuff, and we can do that here internally. On the screen, you'll see our website, www.imesinc.com. A lot of great tools out there. Number one, I love that we have annuity rate watch out on our website. Great tool. Check out current rates. It is the best MIGA carrier at the time. You can do income quotes out there. You also have access to, like I said, e-app solutions. So we've got Firelight, we've got iGo e-app and Connect for Medicare, all in one spot, all on the website. So no matter what kind of business you're doing, you have access to do that all through our website. Make it easy for you. You can pull forms from out there. And there's just a lot of other great tools. One of my favorite, though, is on the support tab. There is, on the support tab, there's a sales resource library. And this is a library of resources for all of you in the field. I mean, anywhere from fact finders to financial calculators, client presentations, you name it, it's probably out there. So encourage you to check out the website. If you need a little walkthrough of the website, give myself a call, Drake a call, anyone on our team. We'll happy to walk you through the website. For those of you who don't know, we do have a sister company, IMES Wealth Management, RIA, here in Omaha as well. They recently just relocated to their own office, but sister company regardless. Apologize, a little frog in my throat. Been fighting allergies. With IMES Wealth Management, I want to talk about two things here. Number one, for those of you who are security licensed, maybe you're in the BD world, getting frustrated with FINRA, all the regulations, all that stuff, and you're looking to maybe go fee-based. This is for, good opportunity. Maybe you're looking at getting your 65 and getting registered. I think it's really important for financial advisors to have this in their pocket. And here's why, from an annuity standpoint, let's say you got 500,000 in a household and you go in, well, we all know that Athene or Silac or AIG is probably only going to take 300,000 of that 500,000. So if you're not going to do something with that other 200,000, you're just allowing an opportunity for another financial advisor to potentially slip in there and potentially take that client from you. So we think it's really important to have this avenue for you. So if you're looking at getting registered, studying, we've got an outfit for you. But I also want to talk about the client portion. I mean, there's a lot of agents I talk to are maybe coasting to the end of their career and they really have no desire to get their security license. We do have a client portion of this as well. Zach Rieg in our wealth management office handles any clients that we refer over to him. So if you got a household and you can only handle the annuity stuff, you can call our office. We'll get you connected with Zach. He'll jump on a Zoom call, jump on a conference call with you and the client, handle the security side of the transaction while you handle the annuity side of it. And that's also a great opportunity for those of you who may be studying for your exam, because if we've got clients that you referred over to us, once you get your license, we will transfer those clients right over to you. So it's a good way for you to kind of have the potential to build um, some of those assets up while studying, or just in general, knowing that here at IMES we can handle that for you. So if you are interested in either potentially seeing our platform and what we have to offer on that side, or you've got some clients you may need help with, go ahead and answer yes to the question I just threw up on the screen. And all that's going to do is generate a phone call later today or maybe Monday from Duncan and our wealth management team. He will reach out, answer any questions you may have. But I think it's really important that you guys know we have this avenue available for you. I think it's a real big value to agents in the industry knowing they have someone they trust that they can refer clients over to. Or, if you are registered, partner and have your life, annuity, and RIA all in one house. Alrighty, we're almost done. We'll get to the next stuff. We like trips. Everyone loves trips, right? So we just announced recently our next trip. Qualification started actually at the beginning of the year, runs through the end of the year. $3 million of Athene production through our office. We'll get you and a guest up in Park City, Utah. Looks like it's August of next year for about 4 days. So really excited to partner with Athene on this. Again, that's Athene production through IMES. We'll get you and a guest up in Park City, Utah. So really excited about that trip. Excited about the partnership we do have with Athene on that. One other thing I'm going to mention before I don't have the slide in here, but we just announced dates for our next 2 life and annuity academies. So we do life and annuity academies 3 to 4 times a year. We're going to be doing one September 12th through the 14th. That will be held here in our Omaha office. We're excited to partner with Lincoln Financial and American National on that webinar or on that training. If you've never been to one of our trainings, I urge you to consider it. It's 2.5 days, all expense paid, so flights, meals, hotel, all covered. And it's not annuities 101. It's not life insurance 101. This is an in-depth, how could we help you grow your business? We're going to bring in several of our top producers who are going to come in and share what they're doing out in the field, what's getting them in front of more clients. We're going to have some keynote speakers. We'll obviously hear from some of the carrier partners, but you'll also be rubbing elbows with 40 other people who are in the field doing what you do every day. So we think there's a large amount of value to those. So if you are interested in coming to either the September, we've also got one we're going to be doing November 2nd through the 4th. If you answer yes to the question right now, we'll make sure we get you out the registration link. And this doesn't guarantee you a spot. It tells us you're interested. Drake will then follow up with you following the webinar today and talk with you a little more about details and such. So if you want to answer that, we're going to then hand it over to Drake here, who's going to kick off our conversation in regards to Roth conversions. So Drake, I will hand it over to you.
Hey, good morning, everybody. My name is Drake Lovern with Insurance Agency Marketing Services over here at IMES as an annuity sales director. And yeah, today we're going to be talking about Roth IRA conversions and how this can help smooth the path for those folks that are thinking about or going into retirement. So a lot of questions that come up around Roth IRA conversions. Number one, why Roth IRA conversions? If you believe you're going to be in a higher tax bracket in retirement, that's a great reason. While you may want to think about taking those qualified funds and getting them over to a Roth side to help reduce those taxes and to really take control of your taxes in retirement, not to mention non-taxable death benefits, thinking about your beneficiaries out there. not having to deal with those tax consequences during that time. Also, you don't have much or you had much tax diversification of account types as well. And one important, Roth funds are not subject to RMDs as well. So that's definitely a benefit. Another question that comes up frequently, will taxes be higher in the future? Taxes currently are at an all-time historic low, so a lot of movements out there in the federal space about changing taxes and hiking it here in the future as well. Of course, in a federal deficit growing daily through stimulus packages and such. Social Security will be having some challenges in the future as well. So a lot of reasons why folks, again, want to be thinking about taking control of their taxes and not letting it get out of hand, be in a situation where they're paying higher taxes than they should be in the future. As well as inherited IRAs are highly taxed as well, thinking about those beneficiaries out there with the state taxes also may be on the rise. Then that leads us into Roth IRA conversion strategies. Convert IRA assets to Roth IRA over time. Pay taxes today for tax-free growth and tax-free income. Minimum of 5-year hold on those conversions. So that is an important point to make to clients out there. If they do want to have access to those funds, then the Roth IRA might not be the best scenario for them at the time, as those funds are off limits for that first 5 years after that conversion. Converting to Roth IRAs, marginal tax brackets lower, kind of talking about filling up that tax bracket. If you're not quite at the top of that tax bracket where your taxes are going to be at a higher level the next year, then definitely an advantage to go ahead and fill up that tax bracket by converting those funds over and not having to pay a higher tax at that time. And of course, controlling your taxes by converting just enough to stay in a lower tax bracket, kind of how I just talked about, taking control and filling up those tax brackets once again. When is a bad time for Roth IRA conversions? You're nearing or in retirement, and you need your traditional IRA to cover your living expenses. We kind of talked about that 5-year rule there on Roth IRA conversions, not having a lot of access to those funds. So that might not be the best of times. You're currently receiving Social Security or Medicare benefits. Roth IRA or Roth conversions will increase your taxable income. Then more of your Social Security benefits will be taxed, and your Medicare costs could rise as well. So that's also important to keep in mind when discussing the importance of Roth IRA conversions with clients that are already in retirement. And then thirdly, you plan on giving substantial amount of your traditional IRA to charities. A lot of those are not taxed anyhow, so that would not always make sense to do a Roth IRA conversion for those funds as well. Some more things to consider here. Will you need the money in 5 years or less? We kind of talked about that again, just touching on that. Those funds will be off limits for that 5-year period after they are converted. Will you end up in a higher tax bracket? Again, touching on that. If you do convert too much of that traditional money into Roth accounts, then that can bring you up to the next tax bracket, kind of defeating the purpose of why you're doing it now. And of course, will your tax bracket be higher now or later? Also, of course, important to look at that as well. And then lastly, where will you get the money to pay the conversion for the taxes? Again, once you convert that Roth IRA, once you convert those traditional funds into Roth funds, they're not allowed to be touched for 5 years. So really have to be aware of where you're going to get the funds to pay for the taxes on those conversions that are taking place.
Yeah, and I'll touch on that just a little bit as well. I mean, when we're going to talk a little further about this, but I mean, a lot of times, especially when you're doing, we're seeing a lot more partial Roth conversions happening, and if we've got all the IRA in one annuity at a carrier, we're slowly converting it. We don't want to be taking the money from the annuity that we're converting to pay the taxes because that's just going to, could lead to surrender charges, things like that as well. So how do we convert to a Roth IRA? There's two ways to do it. We can do a full conversion. Maybe clients got enough other assets elsewhere that we can just pay for it all at once, do a big sweep, and it's done. Or we're seeing what's more and more popular these days, and we're seeing more and more carriers jump on this little train of the partial Roth conversions. We're going to talk about that quite a bit here in just a minute. How are you going to, we talked about it a little bit, but how are you going to pay for that resulting tax bill? Again, we want to have other money set aside that will be paying the taxes for what we're converting each year. And then once you do a Roth conversion, you can't undo it. I love this screen or this slide. It is a little hazy because I blew it up pretty big. But like I love, like you talk about painting a picture. I'm a picture girl. So let's just talk about this slide here. Let's say we had $100,000. Okay, we're gonna just assume a 4% return. Okay, on a traditional IRA that grows to 572,000. We haven't converted any of it. Let's just assume a 24% tax bracket. Taxes that we're going to pay over the time on that is going to be $137,000 of taxes we're going to be paying on it. Okay, same 100,000, but we pay the conversion now. Okay, we're in a 24% tax bracket. We pay 24,000 in taxes on it today. We earn that 4%. We get up to 572. And when we go take that money out, we're not paying anything else in taxes. And so really, when you show a slide like this or something similar like this to a client, it helps show them like, would you rather pay $24,000 now? Or if we don't want to convert it, that's fine, but we're going to over time be paying 137 in taxes if we keep it in a traditional IRA. And I think that really helps. Like I said, I'm a picture girl, so I like that this really paints it really simply for a client to see. Let me see if I can get my slides moving. All right, so let's just talk about a couple preferred partners, I'd say, when it comes to partial Roth conversions. They do full ones as well, but when we're looking at a partial, Athene has made it very easy to do conversions. Okay, they've got a one-page form that you fill out. So let's just say we move money from North America. We take 100,000 IRA money, we move it over to Athene, and we know that this 100,000 is what we're going to convert over maybe the next 5 years or however long. When we decide, we issue an IRA over at Athene, so we have our parent policy. Okay, every time we do a partial conversion, we're going to convert a portion of it, and that is going to be a child policy created under the parent policy. Okay, you have to do at least 2,000 at a time, but let's just say we're doing 20,000 a year for 5 years. You would have the parent policy and 5 child policies by the time we're done set up underneath of it, all tied to the original surrender charge schedule, original contract. It's like if the policy number is 1, 2, 3, 4, the first child policy is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4A, 1, 2, 3, 4B. It's really easy when you want to convert money. It's a one-page form. You fill out, you tell them how much you want to convert, when you want it converted, and at the end of the year, you're going to end up getting a 1099 for the portion of that amount you convert in. Like I said, there's no new surrender charge for the conversion, which makes it really nice. Athene put together this kind of example looking at a couple age 60, both retired. They've got $2 million in traditional IRA. So we're talking about, Drake touched on partial Roths and filling up those tax brackets. So this conversion strategy is we're going to convert an amount each year for the next 11 years. We're going to do it for 11 years, but we want to stay in the same tax bracket. So you'll see each year they did a little bit different amount. They did just enough to fill their tax bracket without bumping up to the next one. And over that 11 years, out of that $2 million, they were able to convert 676,804 of that to Roth versus traditional. Okay. And that, I think that really helps understand, about filling up those brackets. You have a good year, you have your bad years in your jobs, so we really want to pay attention to the amount you're converting each year, just to not put yourself in a worse situation. Here's the results from that. Without the conversion, the ending portfolio would be about 6 million, and none of it would be tax free. Not a penny. With a series of those being Roth conversions, remember we converted 600 to 700,000 of it. Our ending portfolio value is 6.1, and we are 42% tax free. That equals $268,000 less in taxes paid from age 60 to 90. That's huge. And especially if you're working with those clients who have those resources where they can handle paying an extra $40,000, $50,000 worth of, income, having taxed, it's a great option. American Equity is also one of our premier partners as far as this goes, with full and partial Roth conversions. Again, they do it exactly like Athene does it. One-page form, very simple. When you're doing business, you want to find those companies that make it easy for you to do business. When it comes to partial Roth conversions, Athene and American Equity have made it easy to do conversions. There's other companies out there that make you take a new application every time, or you can only convert 10% at a time, or you can convert above the 10% free withdrawal. You can convert as much as you'd like or as little as you'd like each year with these companies, which makes it ideal. No new surrender charge for the conversion over at American Equity either. So for this one, we're looking at a 60-year-old white collar, plans to retire in the next 5 years, married with 2 adult children. He's in a 24% tax bracket. He's looking to lower taxable income for long-term, secure non-taxable distributions. He decides Roth conversions can help meet his goals. So his plan with this $100,000 is to convert 20,000 each year. As you can see, we've got 100,000 in an IRA over here. Years 1 through 5, we're going to convert 20,000. And then over here, we're going to end up having that turn into a Roth IRA. So each year he's going to receive a 1099-R in January, showing that he had the distribution. Then he'll receive a 5498 mid-year, showing that the distribution was converted to a Roth. So again, they make it really easy. It's a one-page form. And I think we've all know those clients who would appreciate paying the taxes now, because we all know where they're headed in the future. So with that, I know this was kind of a short, one more slide, I forgot. So here's some big differences between Roths and traditionals. The growth, non-taxable on a Roth, tax deferred on a IRA. For legacy purposes, an IRA, beneficiaries are paying taxes on it all. Where the legacy on a Roth, it's non-taxable. On any funds withdrawal, Roth, non-taxable, traditional taxable. As you can see there, it just continues with withdrawals prior to 59.5. Non-taxable amounts are withdrawn first, allowed by earnings, which may be subject to the 10% penalty. And then over on the other side, generally withdrawals are taxable, and they'll be subject to that penalty. And then for contributions, non-tax deductible and no age restriction, must have income from working. On the traditional IRA, tax deductible and no restriction there as well. So just some of the key points there. So with that, I didn't see any, let me check, make sure no questions were coming in. We've got a lot of other carriers that will do full conversions. I'd urge you to reach out to Drake, myself, or anyone on the team if you're working on a partial, because I will tell you there are not a lot of carriers that will do partials, and even fewer that will do it and make it easy for you to do that. So last thing I'm going to do today is I'm going to throw up a poll. I don't have a poll question. Drake will follow up with an email. You'll probably get an email from him or one of our interns here at IMES later today or tomorrow with some of the information we covered. We'll put some information from both the carriers on their process and how to handle it. And again, like if you have any cases you're working on, just give myself or Drake a call. We'd be happy to help you do the design work. I know I know both carriers are working to eventually have it where we can illustrate the conversion. At this time, you can't illustrate it, but again, we can get you out some different information to share with the client. You know, some of those slides I showed to help them understand how it's going to look. So with that, I appreciate everyone taking time out of their day, joining us, and I hope you have a great Friday.